It's Thursday, August 20th. Local healthcare workers are calling on the Queensway Carleton Hospital to reverse dozens of planned job cuts.
It gives the churches and the mosques a chance to earn some extra income. The way things are, if everything's so tight with money, they should have did this a long time ago.
Downtown places of worship will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall as the city expects an additional 65,000 trips into the core every week as more public servants work from the office more frequently.
Could American booze reappear on Ontario store shelves? Prime Minister Mark Carney is asking provinces to restock U.S. liquor as trade negotiations continue. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now. Good morning, just after 6 o'clock. Hope your morning is going well. I'm Rosie Edden.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Willie Ella. Melissa is still off today, but we got you covered. The Pink Crew has you covered throughout the Thursday.
Yeah, right. We didn't even have to send each other memos, just like great minds. Great minds.
Sometimes you're just dialed in with your co-host, and today we have that. We also have a really special treat for you. Rosie got to check out History, the brand new music venue that opens up just this week. And I cannot wait because we've been talking about this space ever since they announced that it was going to be opening. And I've been to the one in Toronto, and I love the intimate setting. But give us maybe a word or a sentence about what we can expect through the show today about it.
Wow.
Oh!
When you walk in, it's just wow. It's that nice. I cannot wait to take you on that tour of history. And also, our food truck week continues, Will, and we've got a truck coming in filled with joy. The Mary Dairy ice cream. Hello.
Wow, enjoy. What a fun show already.
We've got your top stories that we're going to take care of right now. Healthcare workers are calling on the hospital to reverse dozens of planned job cuts, rallying outside the Queensway Carleton Hospital yesterday. QCH announced it would be cutting 101 jobs, including 87 nursing positions, earlier this summer. The hospital says the cuts are needed to address financial pressures. CUPE and OPSEU union members joined the Ontario Nurses Association in their fight against the planned job cuts. Alex Lawson is promising to put rural infrastructure needs front and center in his mayoral campaign. Lawson unveiled his rural platform yesterday, making 19 commitments across 6 different areas. They include giving more attention to roads and other city infrastructure, as well as increasing road safety. He says rural communities need a bigger voice at City Hall.
Well, I mean, the rural policy is going to do a lot of the same stuff that a lot of my other policies are going to be doing, right? It's going to be making sure that roads are safe, roads are maintained. People feel like money's being spent on getting the basics right and protecting them.
Lawson wants to establish new service standards for farm business licensing and local ditch and drainage maintenance. Churches, mosques, and other places of worship in Ottawa's downtown will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall. This as the city expects an additional 65,000 trips into the core each week.
It gives the churches and the mosques a chance to earn some extra income. The way things are, if everything's so tight with money, they should have did this a long time ago.
A city committee voted to move forward on the plan yesterday. 6 city facilities and places of worship within 600 meters of downtown public transit stations will be able to rent parking spaces until the end of March without the need for a business license. An Ottawa police officer has been demoted for 2 years after accessing files in a case she wasn't working on. According to the investigative body, Detective Helen Gruss was accessing files in infant death cases. She was found guilty of discreditable conduct in March of last year, but the consequences of her actions were just delivered Tuesday. The 2-year demotion will cost Gruss an estimated $30,000 in pay. Ottawa police are requesting the public's help to locate a missing teen. Nikita Morris Kopenis was last seen at the Tunney's Pasture LRT station Sunday. Nikita is described as an Indigenous female, about 5'7", with a medium build, around 120 pounds. She has shoulder-length black hair with pink on one side and blonde tips on the other, and has scarring on her left arm. Nikita is known to frequent the downtown area. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. A major investment is bringing new bike infrastructure to Ottawa's East End.
Safe, separated infrastructure for both cyclists and pedestrians will make it easier for people of all ages and abilities to travel throughout the community.
Nearly $11 million will be spent on dedicated cycling routes along parts of Orleans and Jeanne d'Arc boulevards. The paths will be separated from both vehicles and pedestrians. A city committee has sent a high-rise development proposal in Orleans back to city staff for additional review. The proposed 5-building development includes 1,500 residential units. It has 136 visitor parking spaces, but no spots for residents. Concerns have been raised about the lack of parking. The applicant will work with city staff to make changes to the proposal before submitting it again for city approval. SpaceX has released remarkable video of its Starship rocket after 24 days stranded at sea. The 52-meter-long rocket splashed down intact in the Indian Ocean on July 24th following its latest test flight. Rough seas threatened to prevent its recovery, but SpaceX has now towed it into calmer waters near Christmas Island, Australia. The rocket will be transported to Texas for further analysis. And finally, a special moment at the Ottawa Stadium Tuesday night.
Here's A.J. Fritz, who will ground one down to third. A.J. steps on third for one, to second for two, or bias to first! Triple play!
How sweet it is. That's a rare triple play by the Ottawa Titans.
It is the second triple play in Titans franchise history. The Titans also hit 3 home runs in the W. The final score was Ottawa Titans 16 and Mississippi 4.
Woo! Wow. 16-4. Man, that's high scoring right there.
That's what we like to see, and of course, it was a beautiful evening for it as well. When you take a look at Tuesday night, just a little chance of some showers, but it faded away, and then the Titans come off with a huge victory, and those are so exciting when you get a triple like that.
Real fun. But can I just say this about the weather yesterday? So we had a little chance of showers in the later part of the day yesterday, and I am just glad that I kept my patio cushions covered well because it just poured.
It did, and then depending on where you were, you have that heavy rainfall at times. The dark skies kind of took over, and it just absolutely poured. It didn't look like we saw a lot of rainfall, though, but just a small little burst. Today, a chance for some showers into the afternoon, but it is minimal. The next 48 hours, really stretching potentially a little bit further than that, is going to be absolutely beautiful as that sunshine makes return. Happy Thursday, everybody. Climbing up to 24 degrees is what we typically see this time of year, not breaking any records for the 3rd straight day in a row this week. Temperatures a little bit cooler, and then they warm up as we get closer to the weekend. Current temperatures on your Thursday morning: 14 in Ottawa and Cornwall, 16 in Montreal, 14 into Brockville. The humidex value is feeling a little bit heavier into the afternoon window compared to yesterday. Currently just feeling like 17 here in the nation's capital, 14 in Kingston, and 16 into Trenton. We're starting off the day with nothing but sunshine. A few clouds roll in through the mid portion of the day, and then a chance for some showers into the afternoon. Just certain areas could see a little bit of rainfall, but for the most part, we're just seeing a mix of sun and cloud for your Thursday. As we roll into Friday, the beautiful sunshine returns once again, and it sticks around all day long. As we creep into Saturday, most of the day will be spent in the sun. As we get to about 4, maybe 5 in the afternoon, we start to see the chance for some rainfall. Overnight showers likely Saturday, rolling through Sunday. So the next few days as we get into Saturday afternoon, lots of sunshine to be had, and it's looking like a wet end of the weekend, but a perfect day to hit the links. Temperatures feeling nice and comfortable, 24 to feel like 28 degrees this afternoon. Just a small chance we could see some showers a little bit later on, but if we do see some rainfall, it's going to be minimal. Not a lot of volume in the forecast for our Thursday. Daytime high values all all around seasonal. 24 basically across the board, except for Pembroke. Has to be a little bit different at 23. In Tremblant, 21, 24 in Montreal, 23 in Petawawa. Just a chance for some showers, but a wonderful Thursday ahead. A bit of a mixed bag, though, over the next few days. So Friday, beautiful and sunny. Saturday, most of the day being spent in that sunshine. Temperatures above seasonal at 27. It'll feel like 32. As we get to the afternoon, evening window, we see that chance for some precipitation, which rolls through Sunday, maybe the beginning portions of next week. But the next few days, still feeling like summer. Let's take a peek at your roads at this hour, shall we? Highway 401 westbound, currently closed between Reynolds Road and Highway 2 in Gananoque. This is following a serious collision from last night. So if you are heading out this morning, just know that we are currently dealing with that situation. If it starts to change throughout the morning, we'll be sure to let you know. But at this point, it is currently closed.
TSN Must See Moment is brought to you by The Works, Craft Burgers and Cold Brews. Hot deals every day, all summer long.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday to Fort. We're going to head to Minnesota with the Twins taking on the Braves. Bottom two, it's Cody Clemens, who hits one to shallow left field. And check out Austin Riley, who goes all out and makes the outstanding catch. Riley reaching out with his glove to take away a hit from Clemens. That web jam earns your must-see moment from Wednesday. And Thursday on TSN, it's Week 12 in the CFL, kicking off with the Red Blacks visiting the Alouettes. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
And still to come on the show, the expiration of labor contracts for teachers' unions in this province is set to happen just days before the start of the school year. We look at what that could potentially mean for both students and teachers as we get closer and closer towards that start date. Through our Centennial Glass Skycam, we are expecting sunshine this morning and then just a few clouds rolling in the afternoon, but the next few days looking oh so nice. Currently 16 in the nation's capital. We got a fun show Thursday for you. We'll be right back.
.614, welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Healthcare workers are calling on the hospital to reverse dozens of planned job cuts. Churches, mosques, and other places of worship will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall as more people head back to the office. And a major investment is bringing new bike infrastructure to Ottawa's East End. Now we're going to check out the forecast with Will.
All right, temperatures today not striving too far off from what we saw yesterday, but more sunshine in the forecast. Starting with a beautiful day. A few clouds enter midday with a chance for some showers. The chance is low, and if we do see any, it's going to be very low volume on the precipitation front. And then this evening, gorgeous Thursday rolls into Friday, and I can promise you it only gets better from here, at least until a good portion of the weekend. We could see a mixed bag, but I'll have those details coming up. Let's take a peek at your roads at this hour, shall we? As we cruise up to 6:16 on your Thursday, everything smooth sailing on your local roads. No rain in the forecast. Sun is shining. Pretty nice start to the day. We are just weeks away from the expiration of labor contracts for teachers' unions in this province. That's set to happen just days before the start of the school year, leading to some uncertainty about what it could mean for teachers as well as students. CTV Siobhan Morris has more.
With the return of school routine creeping closer, it's becoming clear that none of Ontario's education unions will have a contract in place in time for the first bell.
Something that I did this summer.
Existing deals expire at the end of August. Negotiations are stuck working out how they'll be organized, waiting for the Labor Relations Board to weigh in.
We're not even arguing about how these issues are going to ultimately be resolved. We're arguing about where we're allowed to bargain them in the first place.
Teachers' unions say that list of issues is long, boiling down to being asked to do more with less.
It is the student waiting longer for help. It's fewer adults in the school. It's heavier workloads. It's good unionized jobs disappearing from communities.
The Minister of Education unavailable for an interview today, but writes in a statement that bargaining is at an early stage. He has expressed optimism for reaching a deal.
I want the absolute best for teachers, and I want a fair deal for taxpayers. And I think we're going to get there. There'll be some tough negotiations, obviously. But they're always tough.
Any work stoppage or other workplace action by teachers would be way down the road. But public elementary teachers will vote on the possibility of a strike this fall.
We're hoping that if we do engage in the strike vote process, that process does pressure the government to say our members are serious.
Unions are bracing for a barrage of government ads. CTV News has obtained a script from one potential ad that was being prepared last month, targeting sick days, proposing notes be required.
That's a distraction intended to move us away from talking about the real issues impacting our schools.
Paul Calandra emphasizes that teachers' unions have been running their own ads for more than a year and says the government has a responsibility to address inconsistent attendance.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Back to one of our top stories. Could American booze reappear on Ontario store shelves? Prime Minister Mark Carney is asking provinces to restock U.S. liquor as trade negotiations continue. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. And Bill, many not convinced quite yet.
Yeah, I would say if he wants us to return booze to the shelves here in Ontario, and I'm Doug Ford, which I'm clearly not, I'd say no, not right now. I might be willing to do it, depending on what the deal finally looks like. But why would we do it ahead of time? I'm not even sure that's what the Prime Minister is asking. Well, that's the problem with this. I assumed there'd be a lot more detail leaking out, but everybody's being pretty tight-lipped about where we are exactly. There's one CTV report that says a source who knows the Premier's thinking on this is saying the Premier's willing to put booze back on the shelves, which means if the deal goes through the way it's being presented to him right now, that he'd be satisfied enough to put booze back on the shelves. And, you know, it seems like a no-brainer. We're not going to put it back on the shelves until the deal is done. But we saw with things like the digital tax in the past, this Prime Minister has gone ahead and unilaterally given stuff back without getting anything ultimately in return for it. So, you know, this is a very strong stance that Canada's taken, stronger than I thought. The Americans have been so upset about this booze thing, and it's helping us. It's helping us in negotiations. It's letting us have something on the table to offer to turn back if they give us something in return. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to see the booze back on the shelves anytime soon. And then, of course, the big question will be, when it's back on the shelves, will Canadians even buy it? Some will, obviously, but how many?
Yeah, and I think that's a wonderful point, too, because you have seen so many Canadians come together and they're supporting, you know, our local distilleries and, you know, the IPAs, and especially here in Ontario. Bill, I'm sure you've been out in the community, too, where you're discovering new local spots. So I'm curious to see, even if it's back on the shelves, will it make a big difference?
Yeah, and I still think even if there's a deal, we're not going to be back to where we were before. We're going to be punished to some degree by the Trump administration. So I think Canadians will still be angry about that, too. But yeah, changing consumer habits. You ask any businessman, if you know, whether it's because of a strike or some reason they've had to close temporarily. Once you lose a part of your market share, people change their habits. It's hard to change them back.
Yep, it'll be a wait and see at this point to see if the deal even comes through and if certain provinces go ahead and put the booze on the shelves even beforehand. We'll just have to wait and see. Appreciate your time, Bill.
Yeah, if we get a deal, we'll toast it together with some Canadian rye.
There you go. I'll head over there. A nice little Canadian rye on the river. It doesn't get much better than that, does it?
See you, Will.
See you, buddy. All right, you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 till 10. Taking a peek outside, it's going to be a wonderful Thursday, climbing up to 24 with lots of sunshine to enjoy. Stay with us. We'll be right back with what are we chatting about today and what do we want to hear from you? Rosie and I will have the discussion in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. Today is the official final grand opening of our city's newest music venue, which is History Ottawa. The Wallflowers are the opening act for the big day, and throughout the show today, Rosie's giving you a little bit of a sneak peek about what you can expect on the gorgeous venue. So today, naturally, wanted to ask for your comments on who would you like to see perform at History Ottawa. Let us know, Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. It's such an intimate music venue, about 2,000 people. So, Rosie, we'll start with you. Who would you like to see there?
Thundercat.
No one around us, where no one is gone before, walking on the moon.
Okay, so Thundercat is a musician from LA. He's a bassist. He's one of the most, I would say, influential bassists of the 21st century. He's got a great sense of humor. He loves anime, and he just recently had a duet with Willow. That's Will Smith's daughter. He has such a great sense of humor about everything that he does. He's quirky. He's a bit nerdy, and he has great music.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
And it looks like it would fit the perfect venue size because of, like, as you can see.
Right.
Just from this video, you know, intimate and a really good performer.
There you go. He'll stand up there, he'll strum away on the bass and give you a great show. And like you just said, you don't need a ginormous arena. Something a little bit more intimate like History Ottawa would be perfect. So he's coming to History Ottawa in October. I'm definitely going to see him.
Ah, there you go. All
Okay.
right, my pick is going to be someone that probably you've never heard of. So on brand, eh? When you think about my life,
That's you.
Okay.
I mean, look, come on.
So this is Dylan Matthew. Ironically, we're still on the same page today. Also from LA.
Also from LA.
This song particularly about Malibu. But Dylan Matthew started out just being a vocalist in a lot of electronic dance music.
Yes.
And then he strived out and he created his own albums. And I saw him in Toronto a couple of years ago at a 500-person venue. It was his first show in Canada.
Yeah.
And he is a wonderful piano player. He plays the guitar as well.
Like you.
But he has a voice like butter. It is the best vocal voice that I've ever heard live in person. And he has a great acoustic set and a perfect intimate performer. So Dylan Matthew, I know you're probably not watching, but I'm going to try to get you over here.
Yeah, exactly. And I just feel like you can insert Will into that video. Just put him anywhere. You just fit in so beautifully. Just plop him right in there.
I would be really happy just hanging out in Malibu at any point. All right, you heard from us. We want to hear from you. Who would you like to see perform at History Ottawa? Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca is the email, and maybe we can strive them to come over here. You never know. Stay with us. We'll be right back with your news headlines and your full forecast.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Ayala. Melissa is off today, so I got you covered on the weather front, and perfect timing because today going into tomorrow, even into Saturday, temperatures picking up a little bit. The sunshine returns, and our food truck week continues, and we got Mary Dairy ice cream on the show today.
Yes, let summer continue, right, with some ice cream. Really looking forward to diving into that. I might give you like a little cup, because you know how much I love my ice cream, so I might share.
I do,
Say
and I'm going to work really hard. We got about an hour and 15 minutes for me to coerce you a little bit to allow me into that ice cream segment.
Okay, we'll see how that works,
We
okay?
got time.
We're going to get to your top stories right now. Prime Minister Mark Carney is now asking provinces to put American booze back on store shelves.
Prime Minister has asked us as premiers, as provinces, to return the U.S. alcohol to the shelves, so we'll work through that process.
Mark Carney made the request while going over the expected trade deal with his cabinet and premiers yesterday. Almost every province has banned the sale of U.S. alcohol, which has remained President Donald Trump's biggest irritant. Alberta and Saskatchewan are the only two provinces that continue to sell those American products. Healthcare workers are calling on the hospital to reverse dozens of planned job cuts, rallying outside the Queensway Carleton Hospital yesterday. QCH announced it would be cutting 101 jobs, including 87 nursing positions, earlier this summer. The hospital says the cuts are needed to address financial pressures. CUPE and OPSEU union members joined the Ontario Nurses Association in their fight against the planned job cuts. Alex Lawson is promising to put rural infrastructure needs front and center in his mayoral campaign. Lawson unveiled his rural platform yesterday, making 19 commitments across 6 different areas. They include giving more attention to roads and other city infrastructure, as well as increasing road safety. He says rural communities need a bigger voice at City Hall.
Well, I mean, the rural policy is going to do a lot of the same stuff that a lot of my other policies are going to be doing, right? It's going to be making sure that roads are safe, roads are maintained. People feel like money's being spent on getting the basics right and protecting them.
Lawson wants to establish new service standards for farm business licensing and local ditch and drainage maintenance. Churches, mosques, and other places of worship in Ottawa's downtown will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall. This as the city expects an additional 65,000 trips into the core each week.
It gives the churches and the mosques a chance to earn some extra income the way things are. If everything's so tight with money, they should have did this a long time ago.
A city committee voted to move forward on the plan yesterday. 6 city facilities and places of worship within 600 meters of downtown public transit stations will be able to rent parking spaces until the end of March without the need for a business license. An Ottawa police officer has been demoted for 2 years after accessing files in a case she wasn't working on. According to the investigative body, Detective Helen Gross was accessing files in infant death cases. She was found guilty of discreditable conduct in March of last year, but the consequences of her actions were just delivered Tuesday. The 2-year demotion will cost Gross an estimated $30,000 in pay. Ottawa police are requesting the public's help to locate a missing teen. Nikita Morris Kopanos was last seen at the Tunney's Pasture LRT station Sunday. Nikita is described as an Indigenous female about 5'7", with a medium build around 127 pounds. She has shoulder-length black hair with pink on one side and blonde tips on the other, and has scarring on her left arm. Nikita is known to frequent the downtown area. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. And finally, in their push to defend the CPL Cup this season, Atletico Ottawa took on Vancouver FC last night at TD Place.
Takes on Campagna, Florio Chateau's done it again!
Nothing like a little flip after you score. Hometown hero Nicolas Chateau pokes it past Vancouver's defense to make it 3-0 at the time for Atletico. They add another one en route to a huge 4-0 victory.
Wow, that's a big 3 points for Ottawa, and they now swap places with Vancouver in the standings to sit in 3rd. Atletico will now hit the road to Calgary to play the Calvary on Saturday. And they just need to be in the top 4 to make it to the playoffs, and now they're 3.
And it's a huge movement as well, especially like, you know, a victory like that. You're making a statement, 4-0 against a great team like Vancouver, too. Ottawa teams, the Titans doing well, Atletico doing well, our Fury doing well. This is what we like to see.
Nice.
And good news is we're going to be outside over the next little while. We continue to play some soccer because it's been a pretty good week for it. A few showers here and there. We had some severe thunderstorm watches come into effect yesterday. They were short-lived. None of that in store for today over the next few days as that beautiful sunshine makes a return, but a bit of a mix over the next few days. Lots of sunshine today with a small chance certain areas could see a little bit of rainfall. And then this weekend, one day spent in the sunshine for most of the day. The other day could see some showers. Current temperatures on your Thursday morning, 10 in Pembroke, Ottawa 14, as well as Cornwall and Brockville. Humidex values today not as heavy as they were yesterday, but still being a little bit felt, especially this afternoon. 17 is what it feels like here in the nation's capital, 17 in Brockville, 14 into Kingston, and only 1 degree feel difference into Pembroke. Currently, lots of sunshine will be had starting right now, continuing into the midday point. Then we'll see a few more clouds enter through the afternoon, but Thursday looking very nice. Just a small chance certain areas could see see a little precipitation, but the chance is quite low. As we roll through Friday and most of Saturday spent in the sunshine, Saturday late in the day continuing through the evening window, we will see the chance for some scattered showers enter through Ottawa, continuing to roll over into Sunday. So any outdoor plans, Saturday's looking like the best day for that, because then on Sunday we could see about 5, maybe 10 millimeters in the forecast. Most of today, though, spent in the sunshine with just a few clouds kind of holding over into the afternoon with a chance we could see some showers. 24, it'll feel like 28 degrees when you add in the humidex values this afternoon. Most areas, though, right around seasonal, holding strong at 24 degrees, except for Pembroke at 23. Temperatures today, right around what we typically see this time of year. 21 into Tremblant, mainly sunshine through the day. Gatineau at 24, just the chance that we could see some showers, too. Bit of a mix over the next few days, though. Friday, beautiful and sunny, creeping up to 25, even warmer into the start of the weekend. Saturday, late in the day, continuing overnight into Sunday. That's when we could see some precipitation, but Saturday's looking beautiful. 27 degrees. It'll feel like 32 with the humidex values. A bit of a drop into Sunday and next week. Temperatures, though, still hovering above 20 degrees, but the next few days looking very nice.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
All right, on your roads, it is 6:38. Nothing major to pass along, but how nice is this? The sun is continuing to shine through. Near Ganawakwe, though, on the highway, we're still seeing some road closures due to a collision that happened last night. So just be aware that we could see this continue on through the morning. If that changes over the next little while, we'll be sure to let you know.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
History Ottawa is about to open in just a few hours, and as promised, I got to take a little tour of the intimate, medium-sized music venue in the Byward Market. Take a look. Here we are in history, and I am so excited. Do you remember a few weeks ago, I said it on the show. I said, hey, history is opening up. I hope we get a little sneak peek, and here we are. Ali.
Here we are.
It is so great to have you here to walk us through history. It is opening up in just a matter of hours. So exciting. Why Ottawa?
First off, thank you for coming. We're super excited to be able to give you the tour. I would say, why not? You know, a lot of people in Ottawa have always been looking. We're a great music town, so great support in all our venues throughout the city, from small to big in Ottawa. And you know, for years we've been we've had a need for this mid-sized venue, and so we're super excited to be able to finally open something of this size. It's been years in the making, but I think Ottawa's ready for something like this, and we're very excited.
I mean, exactly. Why not? I'm wondering about this venue. Like, it's a beautiful size, like about 2,000.
Yeah, 2,000 people.
Yeah, 2,000 people can come up in here and enjoy music. What do you think it means to the Byward Market, the downtown area?
Yeah, I mean, I think it means a lot, not only to the city. Obviously, like I said, we've been waiting for this size of venue, as so many acts have been skipping over Ottawa for so many years. And so now we've got an ability to build acts from small rooms in the city all the way up to when they play the arenas or festivals. So this is just another stepping stone for those acts. But I mean, also the Byward Market, you know, arguably the most, you know, important entertainment district in all of Canada. You know, we're literally located on the corner of Ceremonial Way. You could obviously almost say that's the most important corner in the entire country. So we're at a point right now where obviously the city is trying to revitalize and reinvigorate the Byward Market. And when you factor in history, we're bringing in hopefully 150 shows a year. That's 300,000 people that are coming into the Byward Market. They're able to come, have dinner beforehand, have drinks after, you know, even go pick up something from their local store or the Rideau Center. So really we're super excited to be able to connect the entire city from all four corners to be able to come to the Byward Market and help bring life.
I am super excited for this tour, Ali. We've got your colleagues who are going to walk us through. Thanks for a little bit of this history, and thank you for bringing history to Ottawa.
Thank you very much.
What I love most about that too is one of the clips where you already see people getting down on the dance floor. Yeah, the little hip swing twist. That's what we like to see.
And you know what else I love is, okay, you want to see an artist, but maybe you don't want to be down in the pit, so you can have that wonderful seating. You can grab a drink and sit and enjoy. So you have your choice there, right? You know, you can bust a move down in the pit, and I can just be up there watching. Oh yes, Will. Nice move. Very nice.
But I know when that song comes on, you go down to the pit. Yeah, come on. I know that you'd be down there. Yeah, we're both dancers. We know that on the show. All right, still to come here on Your Morning Ottawa. One of our top stories, could U.S. alcohol be returning to the shelves right here in our country? Several premiers confirmed with CTV News that Carney asked provinces and territories to put U.S. booze back on the shelves. On the latest of those trade talks, coming up with Scott Hurst and Rosie. Right after the break, outside, a gorgeous Thursday, 16 degrees, sun is shining. We can get used to that, at least for the next few days. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
.45, welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. The U.S. booze ban still in effect in most of Canada's provinces is a sore point in the ongoing trade talks with the U.S. Yesterday, Prime Minister Mark Carney met with the nation's first ministers to discuss the details of a tentative deal, with several premiers confirming that Carney asked provinces and territories to put U.S. booze back on the shelves. Why don't we check in with CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst for the latest on this contentious issue. Good morning to you, Scott. So how is the ban on American alcohol impacting the tentative trade deal?
Good morning, Rosie. We know that this was an irritant in the ongoing trade negotiations, that this was one of the reasons that the Trump administration was threatening to impose a new round of sweeping tariffs. And as you mentioned, we're learning that as part of this broader trade agreement, this tentative deal that has yet to be finalized, Mark Carney, the Prime Minister, did ask premiers of provinces and territories to put the American booze back on store shelves. Now, we haven't got a firm commitment from all of the premiers just yet. Of course, it is a provincial matter. They will have the authority whether or not they put booze, American liquor, back on provincial store shelves. We do know that Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston said that it is something he'd be willing to do as part of this agreement to get it across the line. Now, two of the most outspoken premiers have been David Eby and Doug Ford in British Columbia and Ontario. Doug Ford hasn't publicly commented in the wake of this potential trade deal with the United States, but had been pretty adamant that the U.S. was trying to bully Canada. Now, Premier David Eby did release a statement following the meeting with Carney and other provincial leaders, not committing either way just yet, but did say that BC stands with Team Canada and admitted the federal government has made substantial progress across strategic sectors. We know provinces and territories began removing American booze from government-run stores after Trump first imposed tariffs on Canadian goods. And at this point, currently, Alberta and Saskatchewan are the only provinces without bans on American alcohol. But these bans have made a huge impact south of the border, causing exports of American spirits to drop by more than 70%, according to American estimates. So we do know that it has something that has continued to be, as part of these negotiations, quite an irritant for American officials, Rosie.
So, Scott, we are hearing from some premiers about putting U.S. booze back on the shelves, but how do Canadians feel about U.S. alcohol potentially returning to the shelves?
And that might be a harder sell, because this is something that Canadians have really focused on over the past couple of years in terms of their buying power, pushing back against many American products. Now, from California wine to Kentucky bourbon, we know that there are great American products that many Canadians enjoy. But a recent Nanos survey had just over 1,000 respondents said that 3 in 4 Canadians wouldn't buy U.S. booze if it returned to store shelves. 69% said they were not likely to resume purchasing American alcohol, with 5% saying they were somewhat unlikely, and that attitude has only grown stronger since the year before. Now, these sentiments are pretty strong right across the country, with the greatest number of British Columbians saying they're unlikely or somewhat unlikely to buy American alcohol, with the lowest percentage still above 60% in Atlantic Canada. So the next sell, Rosie, if the American booze goes back on the store shelves, might be Canadians, and whether or not they will actually take it to the checkout counter and once again buy American booze.
Thank you for this report, CTV's Scott Hurst, and we appreciate the report, Scott.
Thank you.
All right, it is time now for your morning fix, and we are starting off with a quartet of Beatles biopics currently in production. A rights company representing the Fab Four has signed a brand new merchandising deal.
Love, love me do. You know I love you.
Apple Corps Limited and Universal Music Group said that they've reached a long-term global partnership related to the Beatles. The deal with UMG covers worldwide physical and digital merchandise, licensing, and e-commerce on behalf of the band. The announcement comes as director Sam Mendes is working on The Beatles, a 4-film cinematic event. The movies will tell the story of each band member, with Harris Dickinson playing John Lennon, Paul Mescal portraying Paul McCartney, Barry Keoghan as Ringo Starr, and Joseph Quinn as George Harrison. They are expected to debut in 2028. And I love that idea of having a movie for each member because it highlights them perfectly.
Yeah, their life still needs to be unraveled. We don't know everything about the Beatles, and I think that there is enough interest out there worldwide that you can make these movies and pack in the theaters.
Isn't it crazy that you think about that we still don't have all the information after all this time with the world that we live in? So can't wait for those to come out.
An upcoming movie that was reportedly the subject of a bidding war at the Cannes Film Festival is out with its first trailer.
I have news.
What?
What? I found out I have a kid.
What?
Club Kid stars Jordan Firstman in his directorial debut. It tells the story of a New York City club promoter whose life is turned upside down by the arrival of a 10-year-old son he never knew he had. The movie was an official selection at Cannes, and Variety reports it garnered interest from several studios. Club Kid comes to theaters in November.
All right, what do you think?
Well, that's all you need, right? You need that buzz from Cannes, and then people go, okay, really, I don't know much about it, but maybe I'll go see it.
Especially at a festival like that, if you're getting a lot of praise, like that's where you have a lot of potential, right?
So it looks good. It sounds interesting.
All right.
I like seeing it.
Club Kid. Finally for you, some bad news for fans of the 2023 film Barbie, obviously one of the iconic movies of the last decade. There are reports that a sequel has been paused as the studio and key players involved in the making of the first film are locked in a battle over some pay demands. So here's a laydown for you. Variety is reporting that the creative team in discussions is led by co-writer Anne Helmer, Greta Gerwig, who became the most successful woman director ever after the film grossed more than $1.4 billion at the global box office. It also includes co-screenwriter Noah Baumbach, male lead Ryan Gosling, and Margot Robbie as producer and star. The studio has reportedly made more than 6 offers in the past 3 years, all of which have been rejected. The latest pay offer was allegedly the highest Warner Brothers has ever made to a creative team, and that was turned down as well. So at this point, unclear if the sequel will even go ahead at all.
Oh, no. Give director Greta Gerwig whatever she wants now. That's all I'm saying.
I'm curious, too, because when you look at that, too, the highest deal that they've ever given towards a creative team, but still a shutdown. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Okay.
All right, we'll take a peek outside. It is going to be a beautiful Thursday. Temperature 16 degrees with nothing but sun. We'll be right back with your comments on who would you like to see perform at the new music venue, History Ottawa. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Today is the official grand opening of the city's newest music venue, which is History Ottawa. The Wallflowers are the big opening act for today, so we want to know if you could choose any band, any performer, any artist to see at History Ottawa, Who would you choose? Let us know. Your Morning Ottawa at CTV.ca. And I know we discussed ours earlier, Rosie, but you give me one more. Just who you'd like to see.
Oh, one more. Okay, do they have to be, can they be not with us, really? Like a fantasy kind of.
Let's open the door to pass beyond here, not here.
Can Prince come back and just do just a real cool set, like 90 minutes, and I'd be very happy with that.
What
about you?
Prince? I'll go Michael Jackson, too.
There you go.
Because why not? All right, if you want to let us know who you would like to see at History Ottawa, Your Morning Ottawa at CTV.ca. We would love to see, because you never know. We might have some pull to get them over here. All right, outside there's a glass sky cam, a gorgeous Thursday, temperature 16. It'll get to 24. This is what we like to see, and get used to it. Stay back. Rosie has your news headlines. I got your full forecast in a few minutes right after the break.
A huge impact on patients.
It's Thursday, August 20th. Local healthcare workers are calling on the Queensway Carleton Hospital to reverse dozens of planned job cuts.
It gives the churches and the mosques a chance to earn some extra income the way things are. If everything's so tight with money, they should have did this a long time ago.
Downtown places of worship will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall as the city expects an additional 65,000 trips into the core every week as more public servants return to the office more frequently.
Could American booze reappear on Ontario store shelves? Prime Minister Mark Carney is asking provinces to restock U.S. liquor as trade negotiations continue. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now. Thursday morning. We are just whizzing right through the week. I hope your day is starting off well. I'm Rosie Edda.
Yeah, happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Willie Yellow. Melissa is still off today, and she returns next week, so I got you covered on the weather front. And the wonderful Caroline in the Capital will be on very shortly. She is everywhere. When I mean everywhere, I mean everywhere. Every hot spot that's coming up over the next few days, she'll be letting us know all the events happening right here in our city.
Looking forward to that. Right now, we're going to get you started on today's top stories. Prime Minister Mark Carney is now asking provinces to put American booze back on store shelves.
The Prime Minister has asked us as premiers, as provinces, to return the U.S. alcohol to the shelves, so we'll work through that process.
The request while going over the expected trade deal with his cabinet and premiers yesterday. Almost every province has banned the sale of U.S. alcohol, which has remained President Donald Trump's biggest irritant. Alberta and Saskatchewan are the only two provinces that continue to sell those American products. Healthcare workers are calling on the hospital to reverse dozens of planned job cuts, rallying outside the Queensway Carleton Hospital yesterday. QCH announced it would be cutting 101 jobs, including 87 nursing positions earlier this summer. The hospital says the cuts are needed to address financial pressures. QP and OPSEU union members joined the Ontario Nurses Association in their fight against the planned job cuts. Alex Lawson is promising to put rural infrastructure needs front and center in his mayoral campaign. Lawson unveiled his rural platform yesterday, making 19 commitments across 6 different areas. They include giving more attention to roads and other city infrastructure, as well as increasing road safety. He says rural communities need a bigger voice at City Hall.
Well, I mean, the rural policy is going to do a lot of the same stuff that a lot of my other policies are going to be doing, right? It's going to be making sure that roads are safe, roads are maintained. People feel like money's being spent on getting the basics right and protecting them.
Lawson wants to establish new service standards for farm business licensing and local ditch and drainage maintenance. Churches and mosques and other places of worship in Ottawa's downtown area will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall. This as the city expects an additional 65,000 trips into the core each week.
It gives the churches and the mosques a chance to earn some extra income the way things are. If everything's so tight with money, they should have did this a long time ago.
A city committee voted to move forward on the plan yesterday. 6 city facilities and places of worship within 600 meters of downtown public transit stations will be able to rent parking spaces until the end of March without the need for a business license. Ottawa police are requesting the public's help to locate a missing teen. Nikita Morris Kopanos was last seen at the Tunney's Pasture LRT station Sunday. Nikita is described as an Indigenous female, about 5'7", with a medium build and around 120 pounds. She has shoulder-length black hair with pink on one side and blonde tips on the other, and has scarring on her left arm. Nikita is known to frequent the downtown area. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. A city committee has sent a high-rise development proposal in Orleans back to city staff for additional review. The proposed 5-building development includes 1,500 residential units. It has 136 visitor parking spaces, but no spots for residents. Concerns have been raised about the lack of parking. The applicant will work with city staff to make changes to the proposal before submitting it again for city approval. And finally, it's a summer camp with a hook.
On the first time, I was kind of nervous, I guess, and I caught 5 fish.
Fishing kind of gives you a thrill. The camp really, it's just fun.
Born TV stars. This is the Ottawa Fish School in action yesterday at Dow's Lake. Kids age 9 to 14 of all experience levels get outdoors to learn about nature and catching some fish. It's organized in partnership with the Dovercourt Recreation Center.
The kids learn how to tie knots, place lures, and how to cast their rods. I am so here for it. Put away those tablets. No more screens. Go fishing. Amazing.
You and I are always on the same page when it comes to that, making sure that we're getting outside more often and get off the tablets and get outdoors. All right, we got your weather picture of the day. Kathy sent this in. Beautiful weather for a walk around Parliament Building and some new swimming area by the locks.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And if you got a weather picture, we want to see it right here on our show. Email us weathershots@ctv.ca, and we'll see if we can snag that photo on air. As for your forecast over the next little while, we've seen a bit of a mix this week. Lots of sunshine during the day with a chance for some showers in the afternoon. Very similar. Temperatures right around seasonal, not breaking any daytime high records for the afternoon window. 13 in Ottawa, 14 in Cornwall, and 17 into Montreal, with the humidex values just feeling a little bit warmer this morning. Feels like 15 in Ottawa, 22 in Montreal, Kingston at 14 degrees. Starting with plenty of sunshine, a few more clouds will enter late this morning, continuing on through the afternoon. A small chance we could see some showers, but sunshine expected through today, through Friday, and the majority of Saturday. Late in the day Saturday, we could see some rainfall start to enter. If not in the afternoon, definitely in the evening window, creeping overnight into Sunday. So this weekend, any outdoors plans, Saturday is the day to do it, and temperatures will be above seasonal too. A perfect day to hit the links. Temperatures nice and comfortable. Humidex values 24 degrees. It'll feel like 28 this afternoon. So if you can get out onto the course, that would definitely be my recommendation. Temperatures all staying right around 23, 24 degrees, all seeing at least a little bit of sunshine with a chance that we could see some showers. 23 in Petawawa, 24 in Gatineau, and Tremblant at 21. Friday doesn't get much better than that. 25 degrees, nothing but sunshine in store. Continue that into Saturday. We're cranking up the heat a little bit. A bit of a drop into Sunday. That's when we could see some showers return into the forecast.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
All right, it is 7:09 on your Thursday. Everything's still moving quite smoothly at this time. No major disruptions to pass along. We'll be sure to keep a close eye on that for you. So yesterday, we told you about 2 people who say that they were shown parking spots in person, paid thousands of dollars, and then later lost some access to those spots. Police say that they have now received more than 20 similar reports. And as part of our investigation, CTV's Caitlin Wilson tells us They all appear to be connected to one individual.
This is the person that referred to himself as Zach.
They knew him by different names, but Noah Banks and Catherine Manley say this is the man who showed them a parking spot at 400 Albert Street. Both have identified him to CTV News as Samin Yasser.
When you meet someone face to face and you look in their eyes, like, I felt he was trustworthy and I was wrong.
Both say they paid close to $3,900 for parking. The difference, Manley used a visitor spot for about a month before her access was cut off.
I felt I needed just to do more, so I posted anonymously on Reddit and Facebook, and that exploded.
This is a contract I received for the
That's when others started reaching out, including Deepa Rao, a government worker who lives in Richmond.
What used to be a 45-minute commute is now an hour and 45. That made it impossible to use public transit.
She never met Yasser in person and says she knew him as Ziad, but the contract she signed was from Bytown & Co., the same one as Banks. She says she was about to pay more than $800 for a parking spot on Cooper Street back in July before her bank flagged the e-transfer.
While I'm on hold with them, I do a Google search of like parking scams and I add the company's name to it too. The summary that came up mentioned how there might be a parking scam going on.
And we spoke with another person who says Yasser showed her a parking spot here on Slater Street. She says she paid $1,800 up front, but the deal fell apart when she couldn't access the space. Police say they've now received more than 20 similar reports, all appearing to be connected to the same individual.
Right now, in the reports, we see one individual's name. We haven't completed the investigation to say if it's exactly him or if it's a fake account.
CTV News reached out to Yasser about the allegations. He denies it was a scam, calling it a business dispute, saying some people have received refunds, including banks. He says tenants at 400 Albert Street rented him the spaces, but did not hand over the fobs, calling these types of subleases a gray area, writing, "No building in Ontario, especially ones that are fully owned by a holding company, allows their parking spots or apartments to be subleased, but it is a transaction that still takes place on Marketplace, Kijiji, and other platforms on a daily basis." Centurion, which manages 400 Albert, says Yasser had no authority to rent or sublet parking there. As for Rao, she hopes speaking out will encourage others to do their research.
I was sought out by this guy. Certainly I want to be able to help other people find out that there is in fact this scam going on.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
Next up on my tour of Ottawa's newest music venue, we get a look at all that History Ottawa has to offer and some of the great acts coming to History Ottawa. So, hand it off from Ali to Bronwyn. Bronwyn, here we are in the foyer. So, what are some of the features of History Ottawa that you want to walk us through?
Well, first of all, I'll say this venue is just such a showstopper. It is so beautiful and elevated. Every design feature has been really thought out for fan experience and artist experience. One of the main features is the stage and that massive LED wall. It's one of the biggest LED walls in Ottawa, indoor LED walls. It's 40 feet tall from floor to ceiling, so the shows are visually going to be so impactful. An 80-foot stage, which is also huge for the space. We have 2 bars downstairs, and then when you head upstairs, that goes to our premium seating. And we also have state-of-the-art lighting and sound. So not only is it visually going to be so impactful, but it's going to sound incredible too.
The vibe here already, and you haven't even had a concert just yet, but I can feel it. It's just starting to build, which is so important. Now, speaking of concerts, let's talk about programming here at History Ottawa. What can we expect?
We really want to cast a wide net and make it a really diverse portfolio. So we have artists like Mariana's Trench, which sold out right away, and Modest Mouse also sold out right away. And then we have R&B artists like Black, and Levity was a really big one for us too because it was our first EDM announcement. And we know there's a ton of EDM fans here that often have to travel to Montreal for shows. So that was a really big one. And then I heard a little birdie told me you're excited about Thundercat.
Thundercat. Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom,
that's
boom.
definitely the cool factor. It's
So
definitely the
cool.
cool factor show.
Yes.
So we're really excited about that one too.
So wonderful to
Yeah.
hear about this great programming and to get just a little taste of the vibe that's going to happen as soon as it opens up, which is really a lot of fun here we're talking about. So we're going to continue this tour. You got to show us the VIP area.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm excited to show you.
Nice. It's such a beautiful venue. Coming up, Caroline Phillips is back with another edition of Caroline in the Capital. She shares her latest rundown of all the must-know events. She's standing by right there in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. She's coming up in just a little bit. Look at this beautiful sunshine. Look at our gorgeous city. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. 7:15. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We will be right back. Good morning, 7:18. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. Prime Minister Mark Carney is now asking provinces to put American booze back on store shelves. Churches, mosques, and other places of worship will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall as more people head back into the office. And a major investment is bringing new bike infrastructure to Ottawa's East End. It is now time to take a look at the nice sunny forecast for today. Will?
Yeah, severe thunderstorm watching warning came into effect late yesterday. None of that to start. We have sunshine and then maybe a small chance of precipitation, but for the most part, seeing a mix of sun and cloud, reaching a daytime high of 24, feeling like 28 degrees, and we can get used to that. It only gets better into Friday and for most of Saturday. Full details on the weekend forecast coming up. Let's take a peek at your roads at this hour, shall we? As we cruise up just beyond 7:15, starting to see a little bit of a buildup on the 417, but the sun is shining. Temperature is currently sitting at 16 degrees. Smooth sailing on your road so far.
Therapy Thursday is brought to you in part by Bravella Health FemAid Clinic. Learn more at femaid.ca.
For Therapy Thursday, we've got a big life decision on the table. Emma in Barrhaven has been offered a major promotion, more money, more responsibility, and a fast track to the executive level, but it would mean moving abroad. The problem? Her husband doesn't want to leave Ottawa, their family, or the life that they built right here. So, does she chase this huge career opportunity or stay put for her marriage? All right, let's bring in Sophie and Jeff.
Let's start with Leslie, who says, if you go abroad, is it going to be a huge culture shock, language barriers? Maybe he doesn't like the fact that you'll be the main breadwinner. There are many what ifs. With FaceTiming and social media, home is never really far away, so there are things to think about.
Brooke says on text, could Emma's husband be a stay-at-home dad with her increase in pay? If not, does his career allow him to move there and continue in his field, or would he have to start over? It's a huge decision and change, but is it possible to do a year trial?
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, right.
That is a good question. And their kid is young enough so that you could do that. Like, you can move her around right now because she's only 2.
Yeah.
So this is the time to sort of play with that and experiment. Tammy has some good advice here on Facebook. If you're not both on board, it will cause problems in your marriage. It might help to see a counselor to talk it through and have someone sort of lay out the pros and cons of this. There's a lot of emotion behind the decision, so that you want to try and keep out, because you have to be practical too. So a third-party neutral person is very good, and even recommends St. Paul University with a fantastic counseling practice.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, this is so tough because I feel for both sides in a big way. Jesse says she should check to see if he doesn't want to leave because of someone else.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even consider that there's another woman. Really? Okay.
Let's stay in our lane.
So now, listen to this. What do you think about this comment from Elaine? What's more important, a promotion or your marriage?
Right. I mean, but you could ask either of them that question.
I think this goes both ways. This is why it's not a black and white situation. It really depends on your financial situation. It depends on the moving parts of your marriage.
Where you're going.
Where you're going. It's a tough one today, but you're coming out with some really good advice. Emma, if you're listening, hopefully this is helping.
Best advice you could ever want, Mr. Sophie and Jeff. All right, Caroline Phillips from Caroline in the Capital is here with a rundown, of course, all the must-know events coming up in the nation's capital. We welcome her with the show, but we're going to take a trip back in time to last night. Hello, my friend.
Good morning. Nice to see you, Will.
It's so great to have you here. You are literally everywhere, and I see you everywhere, and then you're everywhere else. So let's take a step back. Where were you last night?
Okay, so I was at Portage Beechwood. It was a fundraiser for the food bank in Vanier, which is one of the most used food banks in the province. And so this event took place at Beechwood Cemetery, and I know you're probably thinking it's a little creepy to be eating dinner in a cemetery, but it was actually so cool. It was a Moroccan theme event, and I brought a couple of props that Carol Satt from Chic and Swell gave to show sort of like the decor for the evening.
Oh, I love that.
We had 200 people. They first had some cocktails, and then they sort of paraded to the area where they were dining. And it was fun because they sang. We had percussion instruments. I brought one along. There we go. There we have Jackie Perez. She was reporting on location. And it was very cool. We had belly dancing, and there was also, as the sun set, you can see there was like lights, pretty lights that came up and lit up the area. In one word, I would call it magical.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so unique, right? And
Yeah.
you really could see it right there with the lighting as the sun set.
That's
Very
right.
unique experience. I know you've been to a lot of events, and that one's a little bit different. So
I
that
agree.
was yesterday. Now we're going to take a look to the future. We always like to highlight some certain ones. What's the
That's
first
right.
one you want to talk
Sure,
about today?
you bet. So Glamping Gala, Sunset on the Riviera. That's for BGC Ottawa, Boys and Girls Club Ottawa, and it really puts the glam in glamping. It's at the Tomlinson Family Foundation Clubhouse, which is on Prince of Wales Drive. There's going to be lots of party tents. Again, beautifully decorated. There's going to be music, cocktails, food. It's all Riviera inspired. And this raises money for an organization that runs programs for kids in helping them with social development, leadership, recreation, education. And what I also love about this is that it's just a really fun night. It's outdoors, and everyone's having a big party.
Yeah, I mean, you got, former Sens captain Daniel Alfredson in a cowboy hat, so you know that things are going to happen when you see that from last year. Although he's in Toronto now, we'll have to wait and see. All right, the next event on September 10th as a part of Queensway Hospital.
Yes, absolutely. So Lumiere Gala, this is another spectacular event. It's at Brook Street Hotel, and it started off actually as a way to celebrate the opening of the hotel. Now turned into an annual fundraiser. There's food, drinks, auction, prizes, and it culminates with a beautiful fireworks show. And this year's theme is All That Glitters is Gold.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be very fun. And QCH is also gearing up to do a big campaign for an expansion to meet the growing needs of the patients and people that it serves in the West End community.
Definitely, and they've been doing such great work raising money so far, and we know that it is such a need to have that expansion at the hospital.
Absolutely.
All right, so Carolyn, we can't let you go because we got one more to get through on September 15th.
Okay, this is great. President's Breakfast, bright and early. It's at Rogers Center. And this is for the Ottawa Hospital, which is also doing its own massive campaign because they're building a new campus right by Dow's Lake. And what I love about this event, it brings former patients, it brings doctors, and they share stories. They talk about the life-saving work that's going on at our hospital, the medical research that's just changing the game, and how we can care and cure diseases. And I always leave this event early. It's still early in the morning, so inspired and just ready to start my day. Love it.
And you're out in the community, you're at all the events, you really highlight all the greatness in the nation's capital. How do you feel about our community always coming together for such a great cause? Because you're there in the flesh and blood each and every time.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, and there's so many different causes, right? So it's not like there's healthcare, there's helping kids, there's food insecurity. So there's just so much need out there and just so many different ways that we can help.
Oh, it's so wonderful. We love that you give us a little taste about how people can connect with our city. There's all of Carolyn's information if you want to contact her and let her know, because if you want to know what's happening in the city, this is the place to go. Always appreciate you stopping by, my friend.
Great energy.
All right, still gonna come on our show. There he is, Mr. Taylor Bennett in the Lazy Boy Lounge, looking spectacular as always. If you want to know what we're talking about, you got to stay with us. He's hanging out in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. We'll be speaking with him shortly, right after the break. There goes Mr. Mike. Is he gonna give him the shake? No, just the mic. Oh, man, it's all right. I'll go give Taylor a nice hug after the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ready to reap what you've sown this season? Join us every Friday for the best gardening tips from local experts to help your yard flourish into fall.
Good to Grow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Fridays. Brought to you in part by Robert Plant Greenhouses.
On Sunday, October 4th, take part in CHEO's RBC Race for the Kids. Be part of an unforgettable day as we come together to support CHEO's largest redevelopment campaign ever. Take on the 5K, 10K all-terrain, or 2K accessible family fun run at Wesley Cover Parks. Join the movement. Support a great cause. Register today. r4tk.cheofoundation.com.
Good morning, 7:30. How's your morning going so far? We're really glad you can start your day with us. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm William. Melissa is off today, so I got you covered on the weather front, and I'm letting you know that the next few days are looking very nice, so we hold on to summer a little bit longer.
Which is something you need to do, Will. I know.
I'm doing it regardless as we head into fall. I'm
Doesn't
still
matter.
saying summer forever. Yeah.
We're looking forward to the weather report. Right now, we're going to get you caught up on today's top stories. Prime Minister Mark Carney is now asking provinces to put American booze back on store shelves.
Prime Minister has asked us as premiers, as provinces, to return the U.S. alcohol to the shelves. So we'll work through that process.
Mark Carney made the request while going over the expected trade deal with his cabinet and premiers yesterday. Almost every province has banned the sale of U.S. alcohol, which has remained President Donald Trump's biggest irritant. Alberta and Saskatchewan are the only two provinces that continue to sell those American products. Healthcare workers are calling on the hospital to reverse dozens of planned job cuts, rallying outside the Queensway Carleton Hospital yesterday. QCH announced it would be cutting 101 jobs, including 87 nursing positions earlier this summer. The hospital says the cuts are needed to address financial pressures. CUPE and OPSEU union members joined the Ontario Nurses Association in their fight against the planned job cuts. Alex Lawson is promising to put rural infrastructure needs front and center in his mayoral campaign. Lawson unveiled his rural platform yesterday, making 19 commitments across 6 different areas. They include giving more attention to roads and other city infrastructure, as well as increasing road safety. He says rural communities need a bigger voice at City Hall.
Well, I mean, the rural policy is going to do a lot of the same stuff that a lot of my other policies are going to be doing, right? It's going to be making sure that roads are safe, roads are maintained. People feel like money's being spent on getting the basics right and protecting them.
Lawson wants to establish new service standards for farm business licensing and local ditch and drainage maintenance. Churches, mosques, and other places of worship in Ottawa's downtown area will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall. This as the city expects an additional 65,000 trips into the core each week.
It gives the churches and the mosques a chance to earn some extra income the way things are. If everything's so tight with money, they should have did this a long time ago.
A city committee voted to move forward on the plan yesterday. 6 city facilities and places of worship within 600 meters of downtown public transit stations will be able to rent parking spaces until the end of March without the need for a business license. An Ottawa police officer has been demoted for 2 years after accessing files in a case she wasn't working on. According to the investigative body, Detective Helen Gruss was accessing files in infant death cases. She was found guilty of discreditable conduct in March of last year, but the consequences of her actions were just delivered Tuesday. The 2-year demotion will cost Gruss an estimated $30,000 in pay. Ottawa police are requesting the public's help to locate a missing teen. Nikita Morris Kopanis was last seen at the Tunney's Pasture LRT station Sunday. Nikita is described as an Indigenous female, about 5'7", with a medium build and around 120 pounds. She has shoulder-length black hair with pink on one side and blonde tips on the other, and has scarring on her left arm. Nikita is known to frequent the downtown area. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. A major investment is bringing new bike infrastructure to Ottawa's East End.
Safe, separated infrastructure for both cyclists and pedestrians will make it easier for people of all ages and abilities to travel throughout the community.
Nearly $11 million will be spent on dedicated cycling routes along parts of Orleans and Jeanne d'Arc boulevards. The paths will be separated from both vehicles and pedestrians. And finally, Amazon is expanding drone delivery in the U.S. The online retail giant says nearly 500 U.S. cities have the service by the end of the year, and right now less than 100 cities have access to drone deliveries.
Here it goes. Items have to be 5 pounds or less to fit inside a large shoebox, which Amazon says works for more than 60% of items that are currently ordered by the customers. The company says orders can arrive in as fast as 30 minutes, with most within 60 minutes after checking out. You just knew it was a matter of time before this started happening, but it is just wild how fast we've gotten to this point.
We're seeing change happen right before our eyes. And it's kind of funny, Will. So you go, hey, look up. There's your package. Your package is coming. Look up in the air, and it's coming. Wow.
Okay, could you imagine? I'm going to put a little foreshadow in here. As these start to get delivered, people are going to start looking up, and I think they're going to try to take them down and steal packages. There's going to be a new porch pirate situation happening where they're going to try to get them from the skies. I'm calling it now. You saw it here first. What was it, August 19th? August 20th.
Okay, we'll have to take a look at that and see what happens.
Don't forget it. All right, let's look at big what we got in the forecast. Melissa's off. I got you covered for the day today, and a beautiful Thursday. Starting off with nothing but sunshine. A few clouds enter through the afternoon. Small chance we could see some showers in this weekend. A bit of a mix. Saturday looking like the better day. A little sneak peek for you. Currently 10 in Pembroke, 13 in Ottawa, 14 in Cornwall, 17 in Montreal with the Humidex values added in. Feels like 15 here in the nation's capital and 18 into Cornwall. Currently just seeing nothing but sunshine in store, and that's really the tale for the day today. A chance for some showers enters a little bit later, but for most of us, just seeing a mix of sun and cloud through all of Thursday, and then Friday, a beautiful day. Temperatures, we crank up the heat a little bit. Nothing but sunshine in store. As we get to late in the afternoon Saturday, overnight through Sunday, a chance for precipitation starts to enter through the forecast. So any outdoors plans Saturday for most of the day is looking like the best bet. Then some showers will topple over into Sunday with a chance that we could see that rainfall maybe trickle into early next week too. Daytime high values right around what we typically see this time of year. 24 is basically across the board, 23 into Pembroke. All areas mostly seeing a mix of sun and cloud with a chance for those showers late this afternoon. 23 in Petawawa, 24 in Gatineau, and Tremblant. Nothing but sunshine with 21. The next few days, this is what I'm talking about, baby. 25 into Friday, cranking up into Saturday, 27 degrees. Overnight lows picking up as well, so not even dropping to single digits. As we get overnight into Sunday, that's when we could see some showers in the forecast. But the next few days, take advantage of the beautiful weather that Mother Nature is providing. All right, let's take a look at your roads at this hour, shall we? Starting to see a little bit of a buildup on the 417 east and westbound as we cruise up just beyond 7:30. No collisions to pass along, though. Just leave yourself a little extra time if you're heading out during rush hour.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
If you are selling a home, there are some things you can do to get the highest price possible. Taylor Bennett is here from the Bennett Property Shop to tell us more. Good morning to you, Taylor.
Good morning, Rosie.
You know, when you're selling your house, you do want to get as much as you can for your house.
Yeah, absolutely. But you have to pay attention to some of the details to make sure you can achieve that high price. It's not a matter of just, hey, I'm going to sell my house, throw a sign on your lawn, get a website ready. A little bit more details has to go into that. And even once you've listed, you got to be monitoring some things going on in terms of feedback, in terms of what active listings are in the area that could be competition. So it's not just once you have a plan, it's going to be sticking to that plan. You have to make sure you have plan A, plan B, plan C in case things actually go a little bit differently.
Okay, we're going to get into the details right now. How to get the highest possible price for your home.
Absolutely.
First off,
precision pricing. That's quite important. And there's a couple of different pricing strategies you could potentially implement depending on what kind of property you have, what kind of area, what kind of competition, what those have sold for. So typically when you meet an agent, they'll give you a nice range, kind of your best case and worst case scenario. And to get the best case scenario, you're going to have to do a little bit of work in terms of presentation, but always be monitoring that. Just because you've launched your listing, maybe you had a plan going ahead, maybe it took about a month until you actually launched it, something could happen during that month where those things could change. So something that your realtor should be looking at every week, monitoring the situation, see what competition is, see what you can do to improve your price to get more activity.
Monitor, research. You really have to do your homework before you list that price.
Absolutely. Before you do it and through the whole process, because
Okay.
it's not a stagnant thing. Things change here in the market and they can change quickly.
Very good. Now, demand.
Demand. Now, there's a couple of ways you can increase demand. Obviously, having a very attractive price is a strong way of doing that, of course. When you have a nice low price, you can bring in a lot of buyers that way. But a lot of people think, hey, I'm going to list it at the price I really want. That might not be the best strategy to do that. You want to increase demand by maybe lowering it a little bit. There's a big difference between listing a price at $825 versus $799. $25,000, obviously, but you're going to tack into a whole different category of buyers. And once a buyer is kind of emotionally attached to your house, to convince them to spend an extra $10,000 or $15,000 on the house to bring that $799 up to $810 or $815 is a much easier thing to do than versus somebody who feels like they're paying top price. They're going to try to bring that price down, and you might settle for under $799 if you tried to do that $825 price.
Strategic.
Absolutely.
Don't price your home like it's 2021.
Yes. Obviously, we're in 2026 now.
Yes.
That was 5 years ago. Might not seem like it to a lot of people, but 5 years ago, a lot of things have changed. 2021 was where peak pricing was found. Now, in some areas, we have caught up to that level. Some areas we haven't. So it really comes down to your micro market, where you're actually operating. And just because you're in Canada doesn't mean that all prices in Canada. Canada has, I think, 13 different districts, if I'm not mistaken. So it's all about the district that you're in, what kind of school district you're in, what kind of competition you're in there. But ignore 2021. It's about the last 6 months or so. That's really what's most relevant in your area.
Okay, and finally, presentation can protect your price.
100%. Presentation, I mean, it's really something people, the longer you've been in your house, the more it's kind of custom towards your own kind of needs and desires that are on there. And that might not be the best way to present your house to the market on there. For example, maybe you've got a home office upstairs. Well, you might want to convert that to a children's bedroom if it's more of a starter house out there. But people will make a decision on your house the moment they pull up into the driveway. So if you've got weeds, if you've got debris, if you've got burnt out lights or something like that, people are going to make that decision and think, you know what, this house has too much work. I don't think it's worth this price. They're going to try to bring your price down.
What is it? It's called curb appeal.
Curb appeal. That curb appeal and in-house appeal. It's curb appeal will be where it starts. In-house is where it kind of ends. But they'll be making that decision subconsciously pretty much the moment they pull into your driveway.
We're just about out of time, but you got one more for us here.
Yeah, one
and let's see. There you go. List to the market and act quickly.
Well, as I was saying before, the market's not stagnant. It does change over time. So you want to make sure that, hey, I've got a plan going in here, but that plan can change. So you want to make sure you have plan A, plan B, plan C, depending on how things go in the market.
Taylor Bennett, always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for going through those lists.
Of course, anytime.
Don't forget, you can listen to the Bennett Real Estate and Wealth Show with Marnie Bennett Saturdays at 1 p.m. on 580 CFRA. Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, a classic ice cream truck bringing sweet treats to your neighborhood. We're going to hear from the owner and founder of Mary Dairy. Oh, bring on the ice cream, bring on the joy, loving it. They're right outside in front of our studio, and I'm going to be paying them a visit in just a few minutes. And here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful day. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Hey, good morning, Ottawa. Welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. Here we are outside in front of our studio, 87 George Street, and Food Truck Week continues with the Mary Dairy Dairy ice cream truck, and I've got Marlene here, founder of the Mary Dairy. When I hear the Mary Dairy, I just do, oh, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be happy time, it's summer, it's winter, it's fall, it doesn't matter because ice cream brings me joy and brings so many people joy. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You like my intro for Mary Dairy,
fun.
right?
Yeah, that was
for
fun.
ice cream. Okay, so talk about the Mary Dairy and the ice cream truck and where you guys head to.
Sure. Okay, so we brought our vintage truck today. This is 50 years old.
Really?
Yeah, 1976, and it was an ice cream truck when we got it, but it was just popsicles.
Nice.
So we put in a scoop cabinet and we scoop from it, and we take it to weddings, and we take it to workplace parties and schools. Yeah.
Great. So you've got your classic Mary Dairy ice cream in the Mary Dairy ice cream truck.
Right. This is scoops.
Just scoops, right? What kind of flavors do you have there?
Today we have peach, Ontario peach. We have chocolate, salted caramel, a vegan strawberry coconut.
Oh, really?
And yeah.
You had me at salted caramel. Juliana, there you go. Can you help me out here? Can I get a taste of salted caramel? Maybe what about your chocolate? Do you have that too?
Yes, we also have chocolate.
Yeah,
Do you want a double scoop?
Oh, double scoop. Are you kidding me? Yes, thank you. I tell you what, for me, I mean, ice cream all year round, but there's something about ice cream in the summer with the cone. It's okay if it drips down my arm because it's about just joy. It just makes me happy.
Yeah.
And there's something about Mary Dairy ice cream. Can you talk about it? What sets it apart?
Well, we make everything at our shop, and it's a small batch, and the trucks travel all across the city, so I think a lot of people recognize that truck when it's coming down the street. Oh, there's your double scoop.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, and kids just get so excited, and adults too. It's the fun part of eating at an ice cream truck.
Can you keep talking so I can keep eating?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and so like my favorite memories are of kids running, you know, to catch the truck and to buy a scoop. And and it's just a place for people to visit too, outside the truck.
Yes. How has it been going for the Mary Dairy? It's been just a wonderful run so far.
It's been going well. Since we got our shop location, we're able to make more flavors.
Yes.
And we have a bigger truck that has a soft serve machine. And we take that around the city as well. So we have the 2 trucks on the road and the shop.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a difficult question. It's kind of unfair, but anyway, what's your favorite baby? Which one's your favorite flavor?
My favorite flavor? It's salted caramel.
Salted caramel.
Yeah.
There you go. I love this. This is so good. So we can see the truck around the city?
Yeah,
exactly.
It travels all around, and that's our location.
Okay, Fairmont Avenue. And you've got 2 trucks,
right?
Yeah,
2 trucks on the road, and there's 1 truck at the shop. Just parked all the time.
Oh my goodness. So I did promise Will I'd get him like a little scoop.
You want another scoop?
Share. So I'm not sure what Will would like. So
maybe
what do we think?
peach?
Should we try something different? Yeah, let's go with peach, Juliana. And see, I'm a woman of my word. I said I'd get Will a little scoopy scoop here, so that's what we're gonna do. But it's just so fun that you bring all that joy, the Mary Dairy ice cream. It's just wonderful. Thank you very much, and I'm loving this vintage.
Hibiscus.
Oh, there you go, and
hibiscus passion fruit.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh, it must be just such a treat to create these flavors
It's a
as
lot of
well.
fun.
When you do that,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Ah, there, the cameraman, he's going in for, there you go, a cup of his own. I'll keep this for Will, the peach, which is so seasonal and wonderful and fresh.
Yeah,
right here
for
in
sure.
Ottawa, the Mary Dairy, the ice cream truck. I'm loving it. Thank you so much,
Thanks a lot.
Marlene. Thank you so much,
Thank
Juliana. I'm going to go have my ice cream before it starts to melt. You guys don't want to see me get into this ice cream. I'm going to do that off camera, but I'll take a little look for you right now. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We will be right back with so much more. And happy ice cream, Mary Dairy. Thank you so much.
Ottawa has a rhythm all its own.
We're a capital city
with a hometown heart.
Connected by trails and bridges.
And fueled by local favorites.
Where the roar of the crowd
meets the quiet beauty of the water.
A city that works hard.
But always knows how to play.
We're your morning soundtrack.
Your daily drive.
And positively full of life. Today's best variety.
Ottawa's Move 100.
Pure Country 94. Ottawa's home for the best country music. Listen to Pure Country 94 on the free iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back, everybody. It is milestone celebration time for this Thursday, August 20th, and we're kicking it off with a very special birthday. Happy second birthday to Nathan. Lots of love from Mommy, Daddy, Abby, Haley, and Sadie, and a special happy birthday from me and all of the Aiello family. And Nathan, I know you're only 2, but just a few more birthdays until you get to experience Blades weekend. All of the viewers only knew. Happy birthday to you, and hello to the whole Rubenstein family. All right, next up, happy birthday, 7th birthday to Wells. Lots of love. We love you, Wellsy, from all your friends and your family. If you got a milestone, celebrate with us. Send those announcements for kids turning 13 or younger, or 100 years or more, or wedding anniversaries, 50 years or more, with a little advice on how you got there. Email us, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca, and we'll be sure to share that with our viewers. All right, contest time, friends. Get ready to feel the energy and soak in the good vibes. The Shawville Fair weekend concert lineup, it's officially locked in, so we got your long weekend plans all covered. And we have your chance to win a pair of tickets to see both Jackson Dean and Chris Jansen at the Shawville Fair. This will take place from September 3rd to the 7th. We want you to experience the Valley's most family-friendly fair. We got live entertainment, family fun, exciting midway rides, great food, and of course, the endless memories for years to come. Head over to ctvottawa.ca right now to enter for your chance to win. We'll be right back with your news headlines, full forecast, and the final hour of the show.
It's Thursday, August 20th. Local healthcare workers are calling on the Queensway Carleton Hospital to reverse dozens of planned job cuts.
It gives the churches and the mosques a chance to earn some extra income the way things are. If everything's so tight with money, they should have did this a long time ago.
Downtown places of worship will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall as the city expects an additional 65,000 trips into the core every week.
Could American booze reappear on Ontario store shelves? Prime Minister Mark Carney is asking provinces to restock U.S. liquor as trade negotiations continue. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now. Good morning. Just after 8 o'clock. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello. Melissa is still off today. She returns next week. So I got you covered on the forecast, and it is looking very nice. It's been a bit of a weird week so far. Nothing but sunshine, then some severe weather alerts come into effect. The next, at least, we'll call it 2.5 days.
Okay.
We are looking oh so good.
I love that forecast. Looking forward to hearing that from you. But right now, we're going to take care of today's top stories. Prime Minister Mark Carney is now asking provinces to put American booze back on store shelves.
Prime Minister has asked us as premiers, as provinces, to return the U.S. alcohol to the shelves. So we'll work through that process.
Mark Carney made the request while going over the expected trade deal with his cabinet and premiers yesterday. Almost every province has banned the sale of U.S. alcohol, which has remained President Donald Trump's biggest irritant. Alberta and Saskatchewan are the only 2 provinces that continue to sell those American products. Healthcare workers are calling on the hospital to reverse dozens of planned job cuts, rallying outside the Queensway Carleton Hospital yesterday. QCH announced it would be cutting 101 jobs, including 87 nursing positions, early this summer. The hospital says the cuts are needed to address financial pressures. CUPE and OPSEU union members joined the Ontario Nurses Association in their fight against the planned job cuts. Alex Lawson is promising to put rural infrastructure needs front and center in his mayoral campaign. Lawson unveiled his rural platform yesterday, making 19 commitments across 6 different areas. They include giving more attention to roads and other city infrastructure, as well as increasing road safety. He says rural communities need a bigger voice at City Hall.
Well, I mean, the rural policy is going to do a lot of the same stuff that a lot of my other policies are going to be doing, right? It's going to be making sure that roads are safe, roads are maintained. People feel like money's being spent on getting the basics right and protecting them.
Lawson wants to establish new service standards for farm business licensing and local ditch and drainage maintenance. Churches, mosques, and other places of worship in Ottawa's downtown area will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall. This as the city expects an additional 65,000 trips into the downtown core each week.
It gives the churches and the mosques a chance to earn some extra income. The way things are, if everything's so tight with money, they should have did this a long time ago.
A city committee voted to move forward on the plan yesterday. 6 city facilities and places of worship within 600 meters of downtown public transit stations will be able to rent parking spaces until the end of March without the need for a business license. An Ottawa police officer has been demoted for 2 years after accessing files in a case she wasn't working on. According to the investigative body, Detective Helen Grusz was accessing files in infant death cases. She was found guilty of discreditable conduct in March of last year, but the consequences of her actions were just delivered Tuesday. The 2-year demotion will cost Grusz an estimated $30,000 in pay. A major investment is bringing new bike infrastructure to Ottawa's East End.
Safe, separated infrastructure for both cyclists and pedestrians will make it easier for people of all ages and abilities to travel throughout the community.
Nearly $11 million will be spent on dedicated cycling routes along parts of Orleans and Jeanne d'Arc boulevards. The paths will be separated from both vehicles and pedestrians. A city committee has sent a high-rise development proposal in Orleans back to city staff for additional review. The proposed 5-building development includes 1,500 residential units. It has 136 visitor parking spaces, but no spots for residents. Concerns have been raised about the lack of parking. The applicant will work with city staff to make changes to the proposal before submitting it again for city approval. And finally, this show will be adding another amazing guest star to its roster.
We have had so many amazing guest stars for premieres.
Yeah, but we're just missing one.
It's
How excited. Olivia Colman is officially joining Only Murders in the building for season 6. The news was delivered by Selena Gomez, Meryl Streep, and Martin Short.
Season 6 will move its setting from New York to London. No official release date has been set, but the show is in production. Obviously, that's a bona fide hit, right? Season 6? Good for them.
You know when you're trucking along for that many seasons and then you keep having the momentum build, that obviously they're doing something right.
And I want to see Olivia Colman and Meryl Streep. I mean, 2 acting powerhouses. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful combination. Season 6, gonna be hype.
Nice.
All right, let's take a look at what we got over the next few days because it's been a bit of a whirlwind this week. Some rainfall, some severe weather alerts coming into effect. Thursday through Saturday looking very nice, taking full advantage of the outdoors. If you need a weather note to get out of work, just let me know. Email me a little bit later. Today's daytime high 24, sun setting at 8:01. We're still holding strong before we cruise beneath 8 into the evening hours. Currently 13 in Ottawa, 16 in Cornwall, 17 in Montreal, 16 in Brockville. A little humidity through this morning, a little bit more into the afternoon window. Feels like 15 in Ottawa, 22 in Montreal, and 20 into Cornwall. Nice and sunshine filled to start today. We'll see a few more clouds enter through the afternoon with a small chance of some precipitation. But for many of us, just seeing partly sunny skies throughout the duration of our Thursday. As we get to Friday, those clouds move over. Nothing but sunshine in store. Temperatures will be heating up shortly. As we peek into Saturday, late in the day, continuing overnight through Sunday, precipitation moves back into the forecast, continues overnight, maybe holding on through Monday morning as well. So if we have any outdoor plans this weekend, Saturday is definitely the better day to do that. Not seeing a lot of volume on the rain front, but definitely needing the umbrellas. Daytime high values right around seasonal for this time of year. 24 in the nation's capital in Bancroft, 23 into Pembroke. Petawawa, 23. Tremblant, a beautiful afternoon, 21 degrees, a little humidity with mainly sunny skies. Over the next few days, temperatures on the rise. Friday, 25, all the way up to 27 on Saturday. Not cool whatsoever for this time of year overnight. 16 degrees our overnight low, but Saturday, late in the day, that's when the clouds kind of move in. Some rainfall enters and carries through Sunday. A bit of a drop, too. 27 down to 22. It was a little bit more dramatic over the last couple of days. That is minimized shortly. And then next week, still staying above 20 degrees with over overnight lows in the teens, but take advantage of the next few days. Thank you, Mother Nature. As we take a peek at the roads at this hour, still starting to see the backup on the 417 as we are now in the heat of rush hour, but no collisions or accidents to pass along at this time. All right, it is time for our final stop at Ottawa's newest music venue, History Ottawa.
Oh, the History Ottawa tour continues, and we brought someone new along for the tour. Cody, good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Bronwyn, I want to ask you about this space here, and I know that there's a history in Toronto, but this particular space here is very unique to Ottawa, isn't it, right? This is the Premium Lounge.
It is, yes. So we created this Premium Lounge, like you said, unique to Ottawa for our premium seating, and it comes with a ton of perks. Ottawa, very cold, line bypass, so you can get to the front of the line. When you come to the top of the stairs, you're greeted by our concierge team. We have complimentary coat check, as well as private washrooms, and then you'll be walked into this beautiful lounge. And it has many different features, including a VIP menu and elevated experience. Say you're having a special night out, or having a girls' night out, or just want a premium experience. And then we have the food menu as well.
Oh, that's where Cody comes in. Tell me about your connection to History Ottawa.
So I am the managing partner at Ember. It's a local restaurant in downtown in the Byward Market here.
Nice.
Yeah, so just a couple blocks over. We're part of the Ottawa Venues group, so we have a portfolio of about 20 restaurants in the city. And all of this food is coming from our Ember team today. So we're really excited. These are some of our featured dishes that we showcase at the restaurant, and we're happy to share them here as well.
Tell us what's on the menu here. What's that there?
So we've got our Korean-style sticky ribs, done with a little bit of a gochujang dressing.
Nice.
And then in the front there, you have a tzatziki-style spicy feta dip. So it's a Bulgarian feta, sheep's milk feta that we get in. Calabrian chilies and some dill. And then the crowd pleaser, this is the most popular dish at Ember. This is our spicy crispy tuna. So it's a nigiri-style tuna dish finished with a little bit of crispy rice on the bottom. And then citrus ponzu dressing on the side there.
Imaginative and looking very succulent as well. Cody, Bronwyn, my wish has been, well, it's been fulfilled. I got the tour of History Ottawa. Can't wait for all of the different acts to come through, and looking forward to lounging here in this gorgeous area as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, still to come on the show, back to school shopping. It can add up pretty quickly. So before you spend a fortune outfitting that dorm room, just wait. After the break, the things that students actually need, and the money wasters, well, they don't need to do that. Here's a look outside through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. A beautiful Thursday. We are climbing up to 24 degrees today, and get used to it at least over the next couple of days. Stay with us, friends. 8:12 on your Thursday. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Moving season is officially here, whether you like it or not. And if you're sending, people out maybe to some student residences, that shopping list, it can get long and expensive very quickly. After 8 years of moving her own kids in and out of dorms, lifestyle expert Julia Grieve knows what's worth it and what's not. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Yes, this is not my first rodeo.
No.
Right? I've got 3 kids that are all in university right now. One at Carleton. Go Ravens.
Go Ravens, go.
Go Ravens, go. But it does add up fast, right? So what I like to build is what I call the smart dorm. They're at school, they're smart. Let's do this smart. So we'll start first with sleep smart.
Like that. Right? Okay, let's get into it.
So the bed, most important part. I will tell you off the top that those mattresses are not comfortable.
No.
So if you can find a mattress topper 2 to 3 inches thick, it's going to make a game changer.
Okay.
The other one are bed risers. You want to get the bed off the ground just so that you can use it, maximize it for storage. You don't need to loft it. Just these go on each of the, the legs, and it gets up. Awesome. Now, William, I have my #1 best hack ever. Are you ready for it?
Whoa, all right, you're
It's a big one. Okay, so it comes with the bedding. When you want to get sheets that fit the bed. That is not the hack.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think I've been doing it right.
But I will give you a money-saving hack with that. You want to make sure you get sheet sets so that you can get the pillowcase, the flat, the fitted, all in one. I got this at HomeSense, like $24, like such a great price point, great quality. But here comes the hack for your students. Buy the comforter or duvet in a full size, because here's the thing, they're only in that single bed while they're in residence.
Right.
When they move to their apartments or whatever, they're going to be getting a bigger bed. Then this can now stay with them the full 4 years. Or I say 5. Maybe 6. Nobody's judging how long it takes to get through school, okay?
Never. Everyone go at your own pace.
Everybody learns at their own pace.
But having a little bit of a larger comforter never hurt nobody.
I know, right?
All
Exactly.
Right. Sleep smart. We want to make sure that we are living smart as well.
Okay, so this is where we talk about students maybe the first time that they're adulting, right? They're going to have to keep their room clean. They may have roommates. So, all-purpose cleaner must be sent with them. But here's the big one, laundry. This could be the first time your child has done laundry on their own. Let's set them up for success. These are awesome. I just discovered these. This is a laundry cube. Yes, that little thing does an entire load of laundry. You just throw it into the drum, no measuring. This is from a company called Nellie's, which I love. So they're made here in Canada. I got it at well.ca, which is, they've got such a great assortment of everything for back to school. But honestly, they don't have to lug this, anything to the laundry room. So the trick is now, just get your kid to the laundry room.
It's amazing what that first laundry load can cause so much turmoil.
I know, it's so true. It's so true. Okay, next is the shower caddy. This is a big adjustment for a lot of students because they're communal bathrooms, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to need a caddy that can take your stuff to the shower. But here's the hack. Make sure it's got holes on it so that it can drain properly. And then here comes the mom tip.
It is.
Send them to school with a dish pad, right? A drying dish pad. And then this can go under their bed or whatever, and then when they get back from the shower, they put it there and all of the water will drain there.
I could have used you so much. I think the only thing that I had was the overexpensive movie posters that I put in my dorm room, and none of us, and man, this would have changed my whole experience.
I know, right? It's just little things that will make a difference.
All right, now again, no judgment here, whether you study a lot or a little bit, or you're somewhere in between.
Exactly.
We want to make sure we're studying smart.
We are going to study smart. We got to remember why they're there. They're there for school. So this is the thing. You don't need to buy everything new when you go to school. But I would suggest one thing, and that is the backpack. Because that high school backpack, end of an era. You're leaving that behind. We are starting new. So getting a backpack that is durable, great quality. You definitely want to get one that's got the padded straps because they are going to be carrying stuff across, campus. This one I got at Marshall's. Great price point. But the point is you don't have to overspend to grit quality. Just taking that time. So exactly, looking at that. The other one I always love too is just dropping a little bit of paper, like a paper day timer or, a journal. Getting them off of the phone and the screen can really just relax the brain, and it's just something to think about.
And you know what I think about too is I'm going to compare it to like my world in the gym when you get like a new workout shirt or shoes.
Yes.
When you get a new backpack or something like this, it makes you excited for school.
Absolutely. There are certain things that I, would say, oh, you can maybe not, or yeah. But when it comes to that backpack, taking the time, finding the right one is a game changer. And then, Will, the other thing I always say too is you're going to want to make sure you leave your kids with some really good advice. And you can put that right on their bed, or I have it framed, and that's it.
This is for dorm room. This is for when you're in college. This is for beyond. Always call your mom.
Exactly.
I call my mom every single day. I know she's
you're
watching.
So good. You're so good.
I'm glad that I'm finally following your advice. Always appreciate it, especially as we come back to school because it's right around the corner. You're the best, Julia.
Oh, thanks for having me here today.
All right, still to come on the show.
Like a crow, I'll be fine, 'cause I'll always know my way back home to
Vibes are staying high. Her forthcoming album, Evoke, out August 28th, explores identity, language, and the natural world through richly textured songs and heartfelt collaborations. Award-winning singer-songwriter Mimi Obanaswin performs live for us on the show. You do not want to miss that. Stay with us, friends. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. This weekend, join a free hands-on journal-making event, a collaboration between Pebio and Kids Help Phone. We're going to have 2 different conversations. We're going to start with Jenny this morning. Claire joins us virtually. Good morning to you, Jenny.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's so wonderful. Tell us a little bit about this event because this is a really cool collaboration.
Yeah, we've been partnering with Morguard for the last 3 years, and we're so thrilled to be able to be present in malls where young people are really doing a lot of back-to-school shopping, and our goal is always to be where young people are. So the Sticker Talk Journal activity really gives young people a creative way to express themselves, to really reflect how they're feeling, and really recognize that young people have different ways of expressing themselves. So it's important to start that conversation.
And can you tell us the importance about the work that Kids Help Phone is doing right now? Because especially I feel like nowadays there's so much demand, and you're doing what you can to help these kids in need.
Yeah, especially during the back to school time. So Kids Help Phone, we're there for all the feelings. Doesn't matter if young people feel it's too big or too small. Kids Help Phone's a really great place to start. To be able to start that conversation about how they're feeling and what they're experiencing. Back to school brings a ton of pressure for young people. It's really exciting, but at the same time, there's a lot of new routines and new expectations, new friendships. So there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. And we want to be able to support young people through those feelings before they get into a crisis mode.
Well, you are all doing such great work, and we really appreciate it. Thanks for taking some time to join us this morning.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Have a great day, Will.
You as well. All right, now we got Max joining us to talk a little bit about what the event has to offer, and we're going to put my terrible artistic skills to the test. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, well, first
Let's
and foremost,
get you started. Set you nice and clean. So get you
Beautiful.
started with your Pebio apron. So today what we're going to be doing, we're going to get you started with the craft, and then I'm going to explain the event a little bit better so we can go over the whole thing.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, what do you got for us?
All right, first of all, so today the big event, well, this weekend the big event that we're going to be doing is we're going to be decorating these beautiful sketchbooks and also these bookmarks. So I've got a bookmark already ready to get you started. So we're going to grab one of these over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab one of these too. So what we're doing this weekend is that we are actually, this is a partnership between Pebio and the Saint Laurent Shopping Center and also Morguard. So Morguard is the company that Pebio is working with for the 3rd year in a row to raise money for Kids Help Phone. It is a national event over 17 different locations across Canada that we are donating the materials for so that everybody can have accessible art activities. And we're raising money at the same time for Kids Help Phone.
Oh, that's so great.
So everyone who participates is going to get 2 of these notebooks that then they add these stickers of inspiration to this notebook, and then after that, you start adding your details. That's
right.
where we're going to get you started.
This is where the true test comes into play for me.
You can do this thing.
Okay.
You can do this thing. Okay, I got your palette ready to go. You're going to start with the pale blue.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is you're just going to start doing little dashes all the way, all over the place. Now what you'll notice with this paint, this is our Origin acrylic paint. So our Origin is actually our top brand acrylic paint. It's a boutique brand. It is absolutely beautiful, rich, luscious, and highly pigmented. That's what you're getting with just a tiny little bit. Look at how you're able to get such incredible coverage.
Also, you don't know this about me, but this is my favorite color, turquoise, baby.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Meant to be. So what we're doing with this weekend, then you're going to take your little blue,
Okay.
deep blue. This is actually an ultramarine blue, and you're going to go on the outside edge.
Oh, I already messed it up.
There's no messing up. You're taking your own flow. This makes sense.
Oh, man.
So this event is going to work at the Saint Laurent Shopping Center Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It is first come, first serve. Everyone is welcome. There's no sort of payment ahead of time. You just show up, grab a spot, get painting, get creating. Again, this is to make art supplies accessible for our community.
And as you can see, no experience required at this time because you really just make it your own.
You really do. Yeah, you know what? Keep developing it. It's in process. And now you can grab some white and keep adding some highlights.
Look, you know what? Let me ask you, when you see people come here and they're, you know, expressing their artistic abilities and they're coming in and knowing what you're doing for, how great is it knowing that this whole event and what it's all for?
I'm going to tell you something already. So one of the things that we added this year is we actually have a draw as well for schools. So schools can actually participate and get one of these professional kits with different materials as well, a whole notebook set for their entire classroom. And we already had one of these events across Canada. Because again, this is an across Canada thing. We've already had one of the events, and we've already been getting letters back of how the impact of this has been so important for their students, their community. We don't realize that we talk about actually with Kids Help Phone, there's been a huge rise, right, in calls overnight. It's all over the news. These kinds of initiatives are companies coming together to pool their resources so that they can make their community better. And this kind of initiative, we're seeing the difference already. It's our 3rd year. We can't wait for all the rest of them to come. It's a really exciting thing, and we can't wait to see you.
Oh, well, I love that. I'm so happy to be a small part of it today, just to give people an idea of what to expect. Thank you for all the work that you've done, and appreciate you coming and sharing a little bit of the story today.
Thank you so much.
All right, still to come on the show, Harvest, a Feast of Fall is a unique culinary event featuring tasting stations by local chefs and beverage artisans, all in support of U-Turn Youth Support Services. Our guests are standing by on our Capital Barbecue patio, waiting to share the details, and it's a perfect day to hit that barbecue patio as temperatures are beautiful today. Full details coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Just after 8:30, come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Willie Yellow. Melissa is off for the rest of the week, so we got you covered. And this is all I'm going to tell you at this point. Before we let you go, we got a half hour left. We have an award-winning musician on our show, and she's going to be giving us a little performance as well in about 15 minutes or so. So you want to stay tuned for that.
Oh, so she's going to serenade us.
She most certainly will.
I love it. Looking forward to that. Right now, we're going to get you started on today's top stories. Prime Minister Mark Carney is now asking provinces to put American booze back on store shelves.
Prime Minister has asked us as premiers, as provinces, to return the U.S. alcohol to the shelves. So we'll work through that process.
Mark Carney made the request while going over the expected trade deal with his cabinet and premiers yesterday. Almost every province has banned the sale of U.S. alcohol, which has remained President Donald Trump's biggest irritant. Alberta and Saskatchewan are the only two provinces that continued to sell those American products. Healthcare workers are calling on the hospital to reverse dozens of planned job cuts, rallying outside the Queensway Carleton Hospital yesterday. The QCH announced it would be cutting 101 jobs, including 87 nursing positions earlier this summer. The hospital says the cuts are needed to address financial pressures. CUPE and OPSEU union members joined the Ontario Nurses Association in their fight against the planned job cuts. Alex Lawson is promising to put rural infrastructure needs front and center in his mayoral campaign. Lawson unveiled his rural platform yesterday, making 19 commitments across 6 different areas. They include giving more attention to roads and other city infrastructure, as well as increasing road safety. He says rural communities need a bigger voice at City Hall.
Well, I mean, the rural policy is going to do a lot of the same stuff that a lot of my other policies are going to be doing, right? It's going to be making sure that roads are safe, roads are maintained. People feel like money's being spent on getting the basics right and protecting them.
Lawson wants to establish new service standards for farm business licensing and local ditch and drainage maintenance. Churches, mosques, and other places of worship in Ottawa's downtown will be allowed to rent out parking spaces this fall. This as the city expects an additional 65,000 trips into the core each week.
It gives the churches and the mosques a chance to earn some extra income the way things are. If everything's so tight with money, they should have did this a long time ago.
A city committee voted to move forward on the plan yesterday. 6 city facilities and places of worship within 600 meters of downtown public transit stations will be able to rent parking spaces until the end of March without the need for a business license. An Ottawa police officer has been demoted for 2 years after accessing files in a case she wasn't working on. According to the investigative body, Detective Helen Gruss was accessing files in infant death cases. She was found guilty of discreditable conduct in March of last year, but the consequences of her actions were just delivered Tuesday. The 2-year demotion will cost Gruss an estimated $30,000 in pay. Ottawa police are requesting the public's help to locate a missing teen. Nikita Morris Kopanos was last seen at the Tunney's Pasture LRT station Sunday. Nikita is described as an Indigenous female, about 5'7" with a medium build and around 120 pounds. She has shoulder-length black hair with pink on one side and blonde tips on the other, and has scarring on her left arm. Nikita is known to frequent the downtown area. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. And finally, when was the last time you felt this kind of pure joy? Look at that. Oh, come on. The Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary in Russo, Ontario posted this yesterday, Will.
I'm trying to think about a time where I was that joyful. Just kidding, it's every day.
Yeah, that's true.
2 of their black bears, Cap and Marie, having a barely good time. Oh, come on, barely good time. Rolling and digging through a big pile of wood shavings. Apparently, it's one of their favorite enrichment activities. And time may be running out for them to do this sort of thing, as they'll soon be released back into the wild.
Could this be like a new health spa treatment for all of us? Maybe roll around in wood shavings and feel that energy and relaxation and joy? I don't know.
Brought to you in part by Splinter City.
Yeah. Get the tweezers out. Bing, bing.
Yeah, that would be no good. But it's so funny, right? Just like what they get to enjoy, because you would have never known, like I would have never known before seeing that that's what they like to do.
They love it.
We're always learning on this show.
Absolutely.
Let's see what we got over the next few days. Temperatures today are right around seasonal, and a gorgeous Thursday in store, and that continues into tomorrow and Saturday. A little bit of a change into Sunday. Sunrise was at 6:09, sunsets at 8:01 this evening. Current temperatures nice and cozy for you. Not a lot of humidity today, and calm winds. A gorgeous Thursday. Currently 15 in Ottawa, 18 in Montreal, 16 into Cornwall, feeling like 18 here in the nation's capital, 18 in Trenton, and 19 into Kingston. Over the day today, just seeing purely sunshine, a small chance of showers. The sunshine continues through Friday and most of Saturday. We're really not seeing too much of a change until we get to later in the day Saturday. We'll call it late in the afternoon at this time. It could change a little bit by the time we get there. But a chance for some showers will arrive in the afternoon. They'll continue to be there overnight and roll through Sunday. So Saturday looking like the best day this weekend to get outdoors. Those showers roll through Sunday, kind of on and off through the picture, maybe 10 millimeters at this time. As we get into early next week, it could trickle into Monday too. Daytime high values, come on, nice and cozy for your Thursday. 23 in Pembroke. All other areas, 24 degrees, right around seasonal. All areas seeing a mix of sun and cloud with just that small percentage that we could see some showers late this afternoon. 21 in Tremblant, 23 in Petawawa, 24 in Gatineau. Over the next week, this is what we're seeing. We're going to really focus on the next few days because it is gorgeous. We're still holding on to summer as long as we can. Temperatures on the rise tomorrow, even more so Saturday. So 25 and then 27 degrees. A beautiful 48 hours following today. As we get overnight Saturday into Sunday, the chance for showers kind of reams its way back into the forecast. Temperatures go from 27 down to 22. Overnight lows still staying nice and warm. And then next week, still above 20 degrees, maybe a little bit of rainfall with a mix of sun and cloud. As you take a peek at your roads at this hour, continuing to see the buildup 417 westbound between about Pinecrest and Bronson. As we cruise into rush hour, this is always what we see at this time, but no collisions or accidents to pass along at this time.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Started things off today with the Capital Fair. Ottawa's biggest summer fair is officially underway and runs through Sunday with midway rides, animals, live music, hands-on workshops, and of course, plenty of fair food. Lots of time to check this one out over the weekend. Next on my list today, the Indian Food Festival. Ottawa's biggest celebration of Indian food and culture gets underway tomorrow at Clark Fields Park in Barhaven with authentic street food, more than 35 cultural acts, traditional drumming, and plenty more throughout the weekend. Plus, admission is free. Last on the list today, your Ottawa Titans. They're back in the Ottawa Baseball Stadium tomorrow to kick off a full weekend of baseball against the Mississippi Mud Monsters with a different theme every day and plenty of fun planned. So much fun with your friends and family. As usual, lots more happening this weekend around the capital. The full list and all the details at ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. I'm your iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanae Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
We're outside on the Capitol barbecue, and oh, the sun is coming out. We have to talk about a Feast of Fall, which is back on Wednesday, September 16th at the Ottawa Art Gallery. I've got Marissa from U-Turn here and Chef Gina here, who's going to whip up a little something for us in just a moment here. But Marissa, I want to talk to you about the event happening at the Ottawa Art Gallery. Tell us about it.
Yes, so the event is a multi-chef
cocktail-style evening. We have about 16 local restaurants. Gina is one of them from the Salad Trail. And they are going to have bites, amazing bites. It's sort of a walkthrough event where people get to sort of peruse the area and just taste amazing culinary artistry from Ottawa. And everything is in support of our organization, U-Turn Youth Support Services.
Tell us about U-Turn Youth Support Services.
So we provide services to youth 12 to 24 who experience involvement in the justice system, who have been exploited through human trafficking, experience homelessness, need support with education, and have transitioned out of the child welfare system.
Yeah.
So working with youth that have lots of needs, experience lots of barriers, and our staff provide individualized, one-on-one, community-based supports to support them. Yes.
Such an important organization, no doubt about that. It's wonderful to bring all these incredible chefs here from Ottawa together at the Ottawa Art Gallery. We are a foodie town, there's no doubt about it. And Chef Gina, here you're going to show us a little bit of what you'll have on the menu for the event.
Well, actually, I'm not doing something which I'll be doing at the event, but it's something that I do at my restaurant. It's one of my menu items, which I'm going to be presenting here. Yes.
Gorgeous. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
So what do you have for us?
So I'm making a dish called Hakka shrimp.
Hakka shrimp.
Yes. So I basically created this recipe because I wanted to make something simple and good.
So that was garlic. There's
Garlic and ginger.
Ginger. Okay. Oh. And so nice to be cooking outside. Beautiful sunshine.
It's a beautiful day.
The aroma is absolutely amazing.
Thank
okay.
you.
Now you've got your red onions. Nicely diced. Finely diced, by the way. Yeah. So this is something that you serve at your
my restaurant.
Okay,
yes.
where are you located? Your
So
restaurant?
we're in Stittsville.
Okay.
It's an Indian restaurant, locally owned, and our concept is basically to showcase diversity of Indian cuisine.
Okay.
So most people are familiar with only the North and South Indian food, but there are over 30 regional cuisines in India. So our whole point is to basically introduce people to all those different flavors and the taste of India and beyond.
Fantastic. This is beautiful. It's really a work of art as well.
Yes.
Mixing the different ingredients, different spices. There's so much. It's layered. Look at all the color. Oh my goodness.
It's basically fine chopped peppers.
Okay. Beautiful. Loving that. Yeah. And are some of these recipes coming from, obviously from you, but are they coming from generations ago as well?
Well, so my mom is the one who originally was the executive chef for our other business called Ishina.
No way.
So she was the one who taught me everything. And then I also went to India to do my culinary and came back and started doing this.
Fantastic. That is just simply beautiful.
And
so,
this is basically a sauce that I created myself to make this dish what it is.
Okay, while Chef Gina is putting the finishing touches on this incredible dish here, can you smell that? That is just incredible. What's it like for the event? What can people expect? And can anybody come in and take part?
Absolutely. So tickets can be purchased at harvestottawa.ca.
Okay.
And essentially that ticket gives you the entire evening to be tasting the incredible food. We'll have a really fun auction with incredible packages there if people want to sort of buy some tickets with that. And really it's just a beautiful evening of conversation, great music. It's not a sit-down affair. It's just a really, really nice evening to just be with your friends, be with your colleagues, and of course supporting U-Turn, which we feel incredibly privileged to be part of.
Supporting U-Turn, all for that wonderful charitable organization, and then enjoying incredible food. Look at what Chef Gina has put together here. What's this finishing touch?
So that's basically a rice paper.
That's rice paper.
Yes.
And what's this called again?
It's called Hakka shrimp.
Hakka shrimp. Man, Hakka shrimp, a whole lot of love right there. So if anybody wants any more information on A Feast of Fall happening September 16th at the Ottawa Art Gallery, they can go to...
You can search it on Instagram. We've got lots of posts there. It's harvestottawa.ca. That's the website, and tickets can be purchased there. Or you can contact me through our website, U-Turn, and I'll help you navigate that piece.
Chef Gina, amazing. Marissa, thank you so much
you.
for stopping by. Cannot wait to share this delectable dish with our crew downstairs.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, we will, definitely. And it's going to be a wonderful night at the Ottawa Art Gallery. We are back. back after this short break. Here we are on the Capitol Barbecue patio, and it's a beautiful sunny day. We're taking a look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Gorgeous start to your day on this Thursday. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa, and we will be right back.
I could grow, I'll be fine, 'cause I'll always know my way back home to blue.
Welcome back, everybody. Award-winning singer-songwriter Mimi Obansewin. She is going to join us this morning and tell us a little bit of her story, connection that she has, captivating audiences with her immersive live performances, and the wonderful stories that she's had throughout her career. We're so lucky because we don't only get to hear from her today, but we get to hear her beautiful voice as well. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Clay. How's it going?
It's so great. You have a brand new album coming out,
Yeah.
August 28th, called Evoke.
Yeah.
What's the inspiration behind this particular one?
So I think this album encapsulates where we are as a group. We've been touring a lot across Canada and Australia the last 2 years. And also I'm just tackling things in my life that maybe I didn't have the confidence to talk about. So singing in my language for the first time, talking about being a woman without children. And also it's like deeply influenced by our work as homesteaders, food growers. So there's a lot of beautiful positive energy from the audience that we received at shows, and then we just poured all of our hearts and so much intention into this record.
You know, I'm so curious, as you've moved along with your career, what have you learned most about yourself through your singing, your songwriting, and your experiences that now you're translating into your music?
I think one of the most important things that I learned recently is that I don't need to ask permission. I think as a young Indigenous Francophone woman, I always felt timid, like I didn't have permission to rock or to say the things I want to say or to make the music that makes me feel good. And for this record, we just kind of made music that we love and the music that we listen to, and it was like no permissions, we just did it, you know?
I love that authentic vulnerability at its finest.
Thanks.
All right, so what are you going to perform for us today?
So this is a song called Worthy. It's a song for the introverts or people who are the overthinkers, who spend too much time in their minds and not enough time in their hearts. Like me, just a friendly reminder.
I love that. All right, so I got to go put this on my desk because this just shows the wonderful person that you are. You brought me flowers to put on my desk this morning, so I'll let you serenade us and I'll go give this their new home.
Call me by my name, not the one my mother gave me, but the one that I've been living up to my whole life. By the river bend, the wind knows who I am. Don't need to prove I'm worthy of this life. I can shed the fear, get in my body
You have captivated our entire building. I don't think anyone had a single thought besides, over the last couple of minutes. You're definitely doing what you were born to do.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
If people want to catch up with you a little bit, you have some showcases coming up.
Yeah, so we are sold out at the Redbird on release day on August 28th, but we're playing at the Shankman on October 14th. It's a show called She Carries the Song, and I'm sharing the stage with Lacey Hill and Kaylee Cardinal, 2 other incredible Indigenous songwriters, so really looking forward to that.
So amazing. Thank you so much for taking some time and serenading our entire crew this morning.
Ole, thanks for having me.
All right, stay with us, crew. We'll be right back up to wrap up.